What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two for Two, your sports podcast for the culture by the voices of the culture. I'm your host, Keith, and I'm here as always with my brother, Nell. We are back on the pod today, man. We got another great episode for you guys. It's season 4, episode 16. Let's jump right into it. Nell, my guy, was good. No Sixers gear this week?
Nah, we gonna save it for next week. But them boys still looking good. Still at the top of the East where we belong and where we will stay.
Nice. I was waiting for you to double down and say something like that. I'll be marking clip there because
hey, that boy Jared McCain is back. The Eminem show is back and live, baby. Yeah, I know you excited. I know the NBA fans all around the world just been clamoring for, the true last year Rookie of the Year winner, to make his return and to grace the league with his presence and his play.
Is that why I saw random TikToks of him popping up today? Because he's coming back.
Probably.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I did see that.
He's that guy, TikTok king.
Moved on. Yeah, you gonna paint your nails for him if y'all win a championship?
Hey, if he's Finals MVP, I'll do it.
Nah,
if he's Finals MVP, I'll do it.
Okay.
If we won a championship and he was Finals MVP, red and blue.
Good to know. I'm glad you said that. We'll keep that in mind. But as you guys can hear, Nell is excited. The NBA season's in full swing, and his Sixers do happen to be close. Are y'all at the top, or y'all tied with the Bulls?
We at the top, like the top of the top.
Right.
Like it's the top of the top, and then it's the rest. 5-1.
What's y'all's record, bro? 5-1.
5-1. Top of the top.
76 more games to go. Nice. Can't wait, man. We got a long season ahead of us, but great. We do. Grateful that you are excited, man.
Can't wait for next week when we still at the top of the top, and then the week after we at the top of the top again, and then you say, "Oh, it's only 20 games left," and we still at the top of the top.
We'll do the Sixers check in every week to see where you guys are. We'll make that a part of the show. They're number 1 right now, right? As of November 4th. So we'll see next Tuesday when we get on here. You got a week. See how y'all are doing. That's fair, right? 3 games. You shouldn't go too far.
Super fair.
Should be like
3-0 in my eyes.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. You got your guys back. So yeah.
I still got more guys to come back.
No. You got too many guys now.
Once we get Barlow and PG back, wrap it up.
Nick Barlow. All right.
They better hope the league better get their wins on the Sixers now. They better get their wins on the Sixers now, because I tell you what, we get PG back and we still at 1 loss. Hey, we're going to have to start tracking. Hey, are we getting the 73 wins?
If we
24, y'all better get the Sixers right now while we down a couple people, because I tell you what. And B, get off the minute restrictions. We get PG back. We get Barlow back.
Smooth sailing, huh?
Good luck.
Yeah,
y'all. We might break the Rockets' 33-game winning streak record. Like,
you're like quadrupling down.
Yeah,
this just can be the episode. Honestly, keep going.
And when you got it like that, like I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah, this is by far the happiest.
Shout out to them boys.
Seen Nell.
Here we come.
Very happy. Shout out to Nell and his Sixers right now. I'm glad that he's happy, man. I'm glad we win championships in the first 3 weeks of the year. Very glad. Keep it up. I should say the same thing.
Bro.
Right?
Don't be jealous.
Get the Knicks.
Don't be jealous.
Get the Knicks right now.
There's a lot of jealousy and hate coming from you right now.
What jealousy? We ain't seen y'all yet. When we see y'all, I'll be ready for that. When is that game? Let me go look.
Okay.
Let me mark my calendar. Actually, let me mark my calendar, because
January maybe.
I don't like how hype you are.
See, that's a hater's mentality. I don't like to see that you're happy over your team's hot start. Like, is that not crazy to say?
I didn't say I don't like that you're happy. I just said I don't like to see how happy you are.
You just said you are too happy.
You are too happy. You can be happy, but you should not be this happy. December 19th, Friday, 7 p.m. Prime Video.
Ass kicking is taking place.
Absolutely.
I don't like Prime. We 0-1 on Prime. That just might not be a good. Look at all these different.
Look at all these different things he's got. But look, let's go recap talk our NFL. We could talk about the Sixers and the Knicks all day, and we could. Maybe we should just get on here and
No one wants to talk about
just
the
do.
Knicks, yeah. We're
Yeah,
this
you
is
do. Yeah,
this
you
is
do.
this is a Sixers pod here.
All right. So the Colts, took their second loss of the season now. Tough loss to Pittsburgh, something that Marquise did select as his upset of the week, right? Daniel Jones committed 5 turnovers, something that Marquise also suggested could and probably would happen. So with this loss, we saw the Daniel Jones of old, right? And that was my fear. My fear was when they played a team like the Steelers that it would get ugly and we would see some things. And so we saw them. So at this point, looking at the second loss for the Colts now, does this loss suggest that they're just a team that we should be excited about through the regular season, but they're not truly Super Bowl ready?
First of all, I love how you said all that as if you're the only person in the world that is surprised that the Steelers beat the Colts. But anyway,
wait. Did you think
yeah,
that? You did?
yeah, I did.
You said it on the pod?
I didn't. We didn't really preview the game, but
Right.
it
So
was no shock to me at all.
Who else would speak on it, though?
I'm just saying.
If not me, then who? Nobody else can come
It
off
might
the
have
street and get on
been
here and say that.
that might have been the most predictable outcome of the weekend. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Doesn't matter. I said it.
That's fine. I'm just saying I don't think you were the
I
only
can't give
one.
myself some flowers. I just listened to 5 minutes of you talking
Nah,
about the damn Sixers be 5-1. I can't give myself some flowers.
I'll let you cook,
You're right,
bro. I'll let you cook, my
because
bad.
that wasn't predictable. My bad.
It
We couldn't
wasn't.
predict the
It wasn't.
5-1
It
Sixers.
wasn't.
You're right. You're right. I see.
It wasn't.
I see. Go ahead, bro. You're right. But we think
But
about the Colts
anyway,
now. Go ahead.
I would have had a much different spiel up here had the Colts not just traded for a number 1 corner and Sauce Gardner.
Ooh, you're right. You're right.
But with that being said, it's a terrific move that definitely bolsters that defense, and but I think my overall position I think still stays the same. I think if Josh Allen or Mahomes were to travel to Indianapolis for a playoff game, like I'm just going with the guys that have been there before. You think about what makes Josh and Mahomes so great. Obviously outside of the talent, but for me it's the consistency, and I think that's what separates a lot of the trash, the good, the great quarterbacks in the league is the consistency. Because everyone that comes into the league, they have talent, like they were that guy in college, high school, whatever. But to be able to week in and week out, be a consistent, force and leader for your team. That's just something that we haven't seen from Daniel Jones over, his career. So, it's like I said, it's in big games, and that's it, like the big games, the high level games against, teams that you're possibly going to see in the playoffs. They've been beating up on some garbage. And they've been beating them up pretty good. You can only play who you play, and it doesn't take away from the season that they've had. But when you go against a Steelers team that you knew was going to turn up the pressure, you knew pass rush was going to get after them, and you see the result. Daniel Jones, I think he got sacked 5 times. He had 5 total turnovers. The offense just wasn't moving the way, we were accustomed to seeing against, the bottom feeding teams of the league. So it just gives you, cause to pause when you get into the postseason and you're playing against veteran teams, championship level teams that have been there, done it before. So, like I said, it was no surprise that the Steelers turned the pressure up on Daniel Jones, were able to force some turnovers, made him look a little bit like the Daniel Jones from the New York Giants days. But I will say the addition of Sauce definitely adds another dimension to that team that I feel like we can't ignore. Secondary, I think, was a big issue for them, and them being able to solve that. We'll see how quickly Sauce can get acclimated. I definitely think it helps, but I still give an edge to the Chiefs and the Bills, the teams that have been there before. Quarterbacks know how to win in the playoffs. They've done it for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So while the Colts are enjoying a hell of a season, and they could still mess around and finish with the number 1 seed, Even though it's well up in the air now. I think what are they, 7-2?
Mhm.
I think the Patriots are 7-2 if I'm not mistaken. All right, so
Don't worry about that. They'll
um
take a loss soon.
okay, we'll see about that. Um
Yeah,
but yeah,
they
so
will.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if they got to the AFC Championship, but it also wouldn't surprise me if, if they were one and done. Um
Yeah.
so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, love the Sauce Gardner move. Still have questions on if Daniel Jones can, play at that level consistently against, really good championship level playoff teams when it matters most.
It's gonna be tough. Um, like you say, you talk about Josh Allen, you talk about Pat Mahomes, and those are already tough outs in general. The thing that the Colts have done better than obviously the Giants could have done for Daniel Jones when he was a Giant is they've put together a great roster around him. And that, that's where the Sauce Gardner move also, shows his head. And I think with all of that, those things considered, what you need is you just need game management, not 5 turnovers, can't get sacked 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to lose. I mean, even still, they lost by 7 points. Obviously, the Steelers' offense isn't anything that it's not the Chiefs' offense. It's not the
They
Bills'
lost by
offense.
7,
It's
but it
not
was
even.
like
I mean, yeah, it
that was
looked
like
bad. It
when
looked
it
bad. It
was
looked bad.
it wasn't as close as the score indicated.
That's fair. And I think what my fear is for the Colts is we all know that the professional sports is a copycat league, and we know what the Steelers are going to do. Not every team has the personnel. Not every team has T.J. Watt, right? Not every team has Jalen Ramsey, right? Nick Herbig, who's playing out of his mind again this year. But you can still take small pieces from the Steelers' game plan and find a way to make Daniel Jones uncomfortable. Because what you see is when he gets uncomfortable, it's a spiraling effect, right? It can become more and more and more and more and more. In the first 8 weeks of the season, he's looked extremely comfortable, right? Like top offense, throwing it around. Jonathan Taylor's looking great. But in this game, they were able to neutralize all of that. And then the Colts obviously lost his game. So I feel like now that we've seen it happen and we like, okay, that Daniel Jones, he's still in there. It's still in there somewhere. I'm a little worried about them, but I do like the Sauce Gardner move. Obviously, 2 firsts for him, and I don't know if they ever came out and said the Mitchell thing was real. I'm not sure, but as I know, two firsts for him. Some might say overpay. The way I see it, I mean, if you the Colts and this is the year you can go get that corner, like you said, to fix that secondary, you go get it. And if you the Jets, we suck. We'll take every piece of draft capital you can give us for the next however many years you
They
want to give it to
they
us. So
they
I'm
came
not,
away with the
yeah,
crazy draft capital this
yeah. Two
deadline.
firsts for them, and they made other moves. But let's quick pause over to the trade deadline, man. We had a lot of moves. Your guys made some moves. Any thoughts on adding Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson? I know early on in the day, I don't know when you started to pay attention to it, but obviously, last night, Jerry Jones came out with the whole, we made a deal, but we're not telling you who yet. Just know it'll, fix whatever. And then first thing this morning is Logan Wilson. I know I can imagine being a Cowboys fan. I'm like, I would be like, what? Logan, that's it? You know what I'm saying? But then boom, Quinnen Williams and the Jets fire sale, comes down. How do you feel about that, Nell?
I like the move, although, I prefer the first round picks just because, like I said, we're 3-5-1. I don't think we're particularly close to building a championship level defense. And, the more young talent we can add on rookie contracts, the better. And I'd feel a lot better about this move had they not embarrassed me on Monday Night Football against the Cardinals without their starting quarterback. But it's the Cowboys. It is what it is. But if I'm assessing this move, I'm really looking at next season. If they can, add some pieces in the draft defensively, add some secondary help. Because let me tell you, brother,
Deron Bland.
brother, you got some soul searching to do this off season because the clock
He
is
got that
ticking.
bag. Bro, how many guys
And
we saw this year get that bag and do this?
I told you when we talked about the Micah Parsons trade, like I did not like him getting that contract. Like he had his last good year was 2 years ago, and then he had that stress
2
fracture
years
in the
ago.
foot, and he came back and didn't look good, and then you reward that with a $92 million contract. Like I feel like he owes 60% of his contract to Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And this is
I
Jerry's
mean,
problem. Like he sees one
yeah.
great year out of a player and he'll overpay. But for some reason, the dudes that consistently show up year in and year out, he's being stingy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I told you,
Very
I was
Jerry.
adamant. I didn't like that trade at all. Well, not the trade, the him getting that new contract. I thought at least let him prove it this year, because at least that way we could have
Yeah.
gotten rid of his ass. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, he's
I
definitely
think
cool.
he'll be. I think the first time that it's financially beneficial for the team, I think they'll cut ties with him in a second. I hope that
Yeah.
happens, because
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
too much
but
money for the production that he is given this year. It's been awful. It's been bad. It's no way around it. Um, to have that kind of season, making that kind of money, yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's embarrassing. So I like the
maybe
move. Quinn
Quinn will
Williams.
help.
He's a great talent, but this year is still cooked. It's too late. It's not enough time. It's still not enough pieces. The secondary is awful. Um, and lately the offense hasn't been doing its job either. Um, Offensive line, uh, run blocking, they're still solid, but pass blocking leaves a little bit to be desired. Dak has been getting beat up the last 2 weeks. I think he's taken 10 sacks the last 2 weeks. So this season it's a wash. It's down in the drain. They got nobody to blame but Jerry Jones himself. It is what it is. Maybe next year we can, add the pieces that we need defensively. So I think offensively, I think we're good there. If we can bring back Pickens, I think we're fine on that side of the
Yeah.
ball. But defensively, just not close to championship level.
Yeah. Well, it'll remain to be seen, right? Maybe Quentin Williams, his arrival will help your guy Bland in the secondary, but
Nothing can
maybe
help
not.
that man in the secondary.
We'll
We saw
we'll have to
We
see,
saw what
man.
Marvin Harrison did to him.
He had a
No D
day.
lineman
It
can
could have
help
been
you in that
worse.
situation. No D lineman can
Could
help
have
you
been
in that
worse.
situation. He couldn't keep his ankles together for 2 seconds.
It was pretty rough. It was a rough one. But in other trade news, we had, Rashid Shaheed go to the Seahawks. You got Jacoby Myers to the Jags. You got rid of Mozzie Smith. Yeah. All right.
Mozzie
Right.
Smith and
Right.
Taco
So,
Charlton have done irreparable damage to my thoughts on Michigan.
that's enough of that. All right. So, cool NFL trade deadline. We're not doing Michigan hate today. Come on. It's not going to happen.
Two of the
But
worst players I've ever seen in a Dallas Cowboys uniform have come from that school. Never draft from Michigan again, yo. Never.
y'all had Jordan Lewis. He was good for a little bit.
He was alright, but still, never draft from
Oh,
there again.
that's all right. I mean, you should just stay away from that was early Harbaugh D line guys. And those weren't even his guys, so you can't really blame those.
You tried to sell me
We
on
got
Mozzie.
Mozzie was good in college.
I won't like throw shade at you for the taco. Like, we drawed for that, not taking TJ. But like, you told me Mozzie was solid, and I trusted you.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. My bad. We'll see though. The things are looking up. Your team made them trades. My team doesn't trade, so I don't really get to
Things are
even have
not
much
looking
fun
up.
here. It's all right.
Well, I guess they're
Well, you
looking up
got
because we just keep falling down and down the standings. So I guess in that situation, you're right.
so.
Things are looking up. We're
Hey,
looking up at every
it's
team in the NFL.
It's your trade. It's your trade off for the Sixers, man. You can't have everything. Can't
That's
be
right.
like me.
You know,
Can't have
honestly,
everything.
like we
That's
should
all.
probably just tank the rest of the season. I'm cool going
I
3.
mean,
Would it be 13-1? Get me another
problem is
top 10 pick in
Jerry's
there.
not cool with that. Jerry's not cool
I
with
don't
that.
give. I don't.
Jerry's
I
not
don't
cool
give a
with
fuck
that.
what Jerry. I don't care
Sorry.
what Jerry's cool with. Okay.
That's all right, bro. It's all right. But in other news, one of Nell's other teams that he doesn't love that much, the Packers. Man, they do it again to us, right? Another upset defeat. They lose to Carolina. They got the Eagles coming up. You lost Tucker Kraft, who had the best game of his career 2 weeks ago. Now his ACL is torn. At this point, man, Are they cooked? Are we still saying the NFC has suddenly become loaded, right? Like just with teams that are competing this year at the top. Are the Packers still a contender without Kraft and after seeing how they've lost two pretty ugly games this year?
Well, personally, I never saw the Packers as a contender.
That's
You could
fair.
say that's hate
That's fine.
all you want, but same thing with Daniel Jones. I don't think the consistency is there with Jordan Love quite yet to where I can fully trust him to be at his best for a deep playoff run. Now, it's not to say that it can't happen. It certainly can. I mean, it's the NFL. All it is one game. Um, Nobody expected him to come into Dallas and, throw it all over the yard against, I forgot what seed Dallas was that year, 2 or 3. But they've been a bottom 10 rushing offense the last couple of weeks, 6th in penalties per game. We talk about this defense so much, but they're like bottom of the league in turnovers forced. So there's a lot of things to not like about Green Bay. Obviously, when they're playing their best, the pass rush is great. Jordan Love is throwing it all over the yard to Tucker Kraft and Dobbs and Watson and all these guys. But like you said, Tucker Kraft won't be there anymore. And I think he's been their biggest playmaker this year. He broke the record for through the first 7 weeks, he had 11 catches that went for 15 or more yards after the catch. Broke Gronk and Travis Kelce's record. So when you doing stuff that Gronk and Travis Kelce have never done, you're in pretty good company. So losing that element, I think is huge for them. We'll see how they're able to cover that up, but I don't know. It's just something about this Green Bay team I don't like. And it might be Micah Parsons, it might not be, but I just don't like it.
I think it's just ultimately we expected them to just be a little better, more consistently better, right? Like there's flashes, but I just feel like that's just a common thing with Jordan Love, and that's a guy I like.
That's just a lot of Cowboys haters too. They're like, oh yeah, they took a Cowboy. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. Look, y'all traded away a player that won a Super Bowl. That's all. That's all that hype was.
That's fair. And and it is what it is. Whether Micah deserved it or not, whether we should have expected Micah Parsons to come into Green Bay and automatically make them a contender.
Who was the one dude? Who was the one dude from Green Bay that after week 3 he was like, honestly, I think we can go undefeated. I don't think anybody could beat us.
I didn't see that, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, there was someone after week 3. It
was probably the receiver dude that was talking about Tucker Kraft like he died.
I think it was someone on defense.
He's in a better.
He was like, I think we can go undefeated.
Nah,
I'm gonna have to find
good
that.
Luck to them. Yeah, they're pretty bad. But yeah, the Packers, I don't know, man. Jury's still out. I feel like, I said the NFC's pretty loaded. A lot of teams performing well at the top. And with the Packers, man, it's week to week, truthfully. And I hate to say that. I feel like we should expect more. You got the Eagles coming up, so good luck to you. That'll tell us a lot about them. So we'll see how they look, man. One last thing about NFL to wrap up, man.
It was their left tackle, Rasheed Walker. He said, I don't really see who is beating us.
Yeah, nuts. Imagine. So good luck to them.
It was after a 2-0 start, after they went 2-0, and then they lost the next week to the Browns.
And then NFL players will never learn.
I think we can go undefeated, honestly. Pound for pound, I look at these teams, I don't really see who's better than us after week 2. Just crazy. I just don't like talk like that. Honestly, I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw VJ and Maxey on Inside the NBA. And VJ was like, yeah, man, I think we went in the chip this year. I don't care. I was like, brother, no. Brother, you didn't just say that. And then, of course, we lost our first game of the season. We lost our first game of the season after that.
Yeah, I think something like that happened with Bam, and they went on they were on the Prime joint, and they were talking about how good their new offense was and everything, and then they went and he dropped 2 straight after that. It was pretty funny. Definitely happens
Sometimes
a lot.
You just gotta be humble and keep it pushing.
Yeah, like why are we calling out? You can't make those types of calls that early. You're trying to call your
Karma is
shot,
real.
but come on.
Karma is real, yo.
Oh, here you go. Jared McCain will be on a minutes restriction Tuesday. There you go. There he is. We'll
Damn.
see, man. Let's wrap up this NFL.
He's only gonna get 20 tonight. That sucks.
I'm so sick of him. The Bills
That
and the
sucks.
Chiefs have another classic. Bills are 5-1 against the Chiefs in the regular season. That's an astounding number. How do you feel after this win? Do you think, excuse me, that this win for the Bills over the Chiefs once again in the regular season, is this the Super Bowl? Is it time to start believing, drinking the Kool-Aid about a Super Bowl run for the Bills?
I strongly feel like this is Josh Allen's year. I feel like this
You
is
said
the
that
year that
last
they
year.
break through. I was close.
You were close. I mean, if you just say it every year, then eventually it'll have to happen.
Eventually.
Or not.
But like I feel like we've seen this in sports plenty of times where there's a team that's just knocking on the door year after year after year. One year, the luck's just gonna fall their way. It's gonna go their way, and they're just gonna break through, and they're gonna win that game. And I feel like this is the year for the Bills. It's not, it's not the perfect start to the year. They're not leading their division this year. Everything isn't going smooth, but I think what this win showed you was that their defense, which has been probably the biggest issue with this team this year, outside of not having really a go-to receiver, no weapons on the outside. I think this defense showed you that they're still capable of, going toe to toe with some of the best offenses in the league. I mean, this Chiefs offense was coming in red hot. They got Rashee Rice back, and they were moving the ball up and down the field against teams. They were having some of the best games in the Patrick Mahomes era, just in terms of EPA. So for the Bills to be able to, get to Mahomes and kind of fluster him in that offense the way that they did, I think it showed that come postseason time that, at their best, the defense can, it can get things done. So definitely not the strongest unit of their team, but I think Josh is, still playing some solid football. And, I just, like I said, I think it's gotten to that trust level where I can trust him in big games. We've seen, and most of the Bills' playoff losses, it's never really on Josh Allen didn't show up. So I just feel like, even though this isn't the best roster that they've had, still think, because I mean, they're still 5-1 against the Chiefs, obviously haven't been able to get it done in the playoffs. That's the only team that I think can beat the Bills. And yes, the Chiefs.
You talking about in the entire NFL?
In the AFC.
Or in the AFC?
Oh, in the AFC. I think that's the only team that can beat the Bills.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair, and I mean the Bills. The thing I like the most is that they didn't get away from their identity. I think the Bills need to embrace just how great James Cook is and how great of a compliment he is to Josh Allen and to that offense, right? Josh played well, 23 or 26, 273, and that's against Spagnolia, right? That's amazing. But James Cook, 100 yards on the ground, that's the recipe for them, right? And I think that helps them. That helps their defense. But you got to give the defense a lot of credit. Pat Mahomes, 15 for 34, pedestrian numbers for Pat Mahomes, and he had interceptions. So, I mean, hey, I believe in destiny. I believe in there. Sometimes it's just destined. So we'll see what the Bills have, man. I'm still gonna call you out on it because you're just gonna keep doing it year after year. But I'm not gonna say that I'm not far off from you, right? I feel like I was farther off last year than I am now.
Because Ravens not in the mix right now.
As well. Yeah, now that's what I was gonna say. The state of AFC is a little in flux, though. They have won 2 straight, and Lamar's back. Moving on to the NBA side, man. Before we finish up for today, we already talked a little bit about the NBA. Let's show you how excited we are about it. The game of basketball in general is starting to become a young man's game again. And this 2025 rookie class has looked great, right? From pick 1 till the last pick of the second round, you got guys all over the NBA contributing. at a rate that I think like is we don't really see this rate of production, I think, from rookies across the board. I mean, what's my guy in Memphis? Coward had a crazy night
Oh yeah.
last week. You know, just like just seeing it from all over the place, man. What are your thoughts on this rookie class and how they've looked so far this season now?
Yeah, like I said, it's been a really good class, top to bottom. Obviously, the first three picks all look like hits. Obviously, we know how I feel about VJ. Um, Coop has shown his flashes. I think he's better off not playing point guard personally, but I think this will, because it's so early on in his career, I think it'll only help his development, kind of like Giannis when, he was playing point guard also under J Kidd in Milwaukee. He's able to see different coverages and different defenses and, handle the ball and be a playmaker. And, I think the scoring and everything else will come. You see the athleticism, and everything that he brings. Dylan Harper has looked really good coming off the Spurs
Sucks that he
bench.
got hurt, bro.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully he can, come back soon and be healthy and look just as good as he did to start the year. But coming off the bench for San Antonio, a big reason why they've been so good this year. And then in New Orleans, man, even though the team's been garbage, Jeremiah Fears is baller, man. He's been balling. So that's they've got themselves a good one in New Orleans. And yeah, man, just a lot of studs,
Man.
a lot of guys coming in, playing without fear, just going after it and getting it. It's good to see
Yeah.
this youth come and take the league by storm.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, and we talked about it a little bit before. The class next year is about to come with even more fireworks, man. But yeah, you talked a little bit about a couple guys, and just in this year's class. I mean, you didn't even mention, Con Knipple and Charlotte. He looks great. I think he's having like 15, 16. Trey Johnson in Washington looks good.
Trey
I mean,
Johnson looks nice. Yeah.
Derek Queen missed all of the summer essentially, and he's getting some good quality minutes with the Pelicans as well, alongside Jeremiah Fears. So, hey, the league is in good hands, and like I said, that class next year is coming to overshadow these boys. But for now, we got to get them their flowers. You talked a little bit about the Spurs, man. Dylan Harper, big piece of that as a rookie off the bench. They haven't played with De'Aaron Fox, their starting point guard, just yet. Stephon Castle, last year's rookie, is holding it down for them right there. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama, we talked about him. Is this realistically, man? Can the Spurs compete for a title this year?
I'm really inclined to say yes because Wemby looks
They
so
have a
dominant
shot.
on a nightly basis so far this year. And, like I said, that's without De'Aaron Fox, who, for all the people that are saying, oh, they should just trade him and, let the two young guards rock out and keep it young. I will remind you, this is an all-star guard that, has averaged 25 points per game in this league.
What are we talking about?
And he's won Clutch Player of the Year, the first ever, if I'm not mistaken, Clutch Player of the Year award winner. That's a really good guard that you're adding to the team. And to go with Wemby, it's only going to make your team better.
Yeah.
But I want to see them play some tougher opponents before I make that distinction. But at worst, I think they'll be the Houston Rockets of last year, a team that can have a high seed, might play a veteran team in the first round and take them to 7. Might not win, but it'll be a tough, competitive first round series where they let the whole world know, like, yeah, we're coming, and you're gonna have to deal with us in the West for years to come.
Yeah, they're a year away for sure. I'm glad you touched on De'Aaron Fox and just how people are kind of forgetting who that man really is, right? And what he's gonna bring. I want to see how they look with him, because I mean, with him, it might push us a little bit to the left, where we just like, or to the right rather, where we're like, hey, all right, they can really go get him one, because I mean, he is that good. I said it already. I think him and Castle are going to be the fastest, most athletic backcourt in the NBA. And then you bring Bill Harper in there. You don't like that one? Don't do that. Stop. Just stop. And then you about to, bro. I'm not having a good day.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, yo. I didn't say a word.
Do you really think Max he's quick? Is he
I
is
didn't
he
say nothing.
De'Aaron?
I didn't bring up
All right, fine.
Maxey at all, bro. I didn't
But
say
I
a
know what you're
word.
thinking. Okay, it's fine. You're right. So they might have one of the most athletic backcourts in the NBA. A guy that can average 25 a game for you to go with Wemby. It'll just open the floor for him. And I think they also don't have their dirty work guy Sohan yet. Come on, you forgot about Sohan with the green hair or whatever color it is now. So I think they're a year away. Um, but I like if at full strength you got to play him at 7-game series. I don't want to play Victor Wembanyama. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about it. Because if you're talking about a guy that can win you a game single handedly,
Give me
like,
a first
hey,
round series between the Nuggets and the Spurs, and I'll
that'd
be
be
in
crazy.
heaven.
That'd be fireworks.
I'll be in heaven. All Wemby and Jokic matchups are fire.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd actually be really. I hope. Sometimes you do put good
That's a
stuff in
playoff
there.
series.
A lot of times you throw out some stuff, but sometimes in the middle of that, you good. I like that, Nell.
Yeah,
You starting to make me feel better. You see my energy picking up.
That's a playoff matchup we need.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Also, quick side note: how you feeling about this new, the Prime, the NBC, the new presentations and stuff, in the league?
I like it.
You like
it's
it?
Cool. Yeah,
yeah.
No complaints from me so
far. I feel like I'm a little. The Michael Jordan.
They finessed.
What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I like the Michael Jordan usage is a little interesting.
I thought he was going to be in studio.
Yeah,
I was like super hyped,
talking.
But
they just bit off some stuff from The Last Dance and just was like, yeah, we'll just carry this on. Not it didn't really, but yeah,
I mean, like when he told the story about the free throw, with the kids, I got
that
goosebumps.
was the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
I got goosebumps, and he switched it. Go
right, as if he forgets how to shoot basketball. I just was wondering. We talked about rookies. Cooper Flag, #1 pick of the draft, Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, they don't have Kyrie Irving, but they've been struggling, man. They just haven't looked that great, and you got to think about it in the grand scheme of you ship that man Luka Doncic out to LA with the idea that this year, this would be a much better team that they would be able to, go on. And like I said, obviously no Kyrie, but where our expectations is a little too high for Dallas starting out, for Cooper Flag as well, getting his feet wet and everything.
Way too high.
Well, yeah.
Anybody that put championship expectations on Dallas this year got way too ahead of themselves. Obviously, we know Kyrie has to come back from his injury. I don't know if you saw the report that they might be trying to get him back on the court before the end of the year. I don't see how that's possible, but
the end of 2025.
The end of 2025. I saw someone say, like,
wow,
there's an outside chance that he plays before the end of 2025.
Stop.
That's just as crazy as Tatum saying he's trying to come back for this year. But like I said, even if Kyrie comes back, to have someone as ball dominant, as demanding, as good offensively, as much gravity as he holds on that court, to bring him in possibly, like you said, maybe after All-Star break, maybe even later than that, and to try to gel with this team that has been playing together all season long. He didn't get much playing time with them last year. AD was out. You had the whole Luka trade. I just don't think I'm big on chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to build chemistry on a court, and it takes a while. Like I think if he was in there, they'd be a much better team right now. But you've got to have time to build that chemistry, get used to one another. Like I said, I don't think Cooper Flag at point guard right now is really the best long-term plan for them. And you can see it; they're struggling offensively. They've been nicked up with a couple injuries here and there. So like I said, I just don't think next year, Cooper Flag year 2, Kyrie, another off season under his belt, after the torn ACL, then I think we can have championship expectations. Everybody goes through camp, gets to learn one another, gets to go through a whole season, trying to learn, build chemistry, get ready for the postseason. then I think we could have championship expectations. But for right now, I mean, I just don't see it. And I never did. And
Yeah,
like I said, I think it's just too late for Kyrie to come back and, try to be himself. So it takes a while for you to, when you coming back from a major injury like that, you're not going to be yourself the first month, 2 months, let alone be, ready to go through the grind of an entire playoff run. So I never saw Dallas being a title contender this season. I thought they could be really good, especially if Kyrie came back in, a reasonable time. But to put championship expectations on them, just not
yeah.
just not what I'm looking for, really.
I'm kind of just disappointed in Anthony Davis. And I think, that's part of it, right? When you put championship expectations on this team, a lot of it is banking on, him along with Cooper, but it's also unreasonable because when has Anthony Davis ever been healthy? He's already missing games right now. And I think that's part of why they, the rush for Kyrie. I think also what you said, like how much time it really takes to get in the groove. I think that's also part of why that even could be a thought, right? Like they want to get him in as early as possible to give him a shot. But I just think that ultimately just puts more strain on him, right? Like, hey, Kyrie, come save us. Fresh off a torn ACL. Like, nah, like that's just not gonna work, right? And we've seen how that goes, and we know what kind of guy Kyrie is. So like he wants to play, and I'm sure when he's back, he'll be hooping, but still, it's a lot to put on him to drag this team to where some people said that they could be. And I think, like you said about Cooper Flag, it puts a lot of pressure on him as well, because it's like, well, you're the number one overall pick, save us. You're a rookie, you know what I'm saying? Like he out here, and guys on that team probably they're not looking at him as a savior either. I don't really think that he was drafted with savior intentions. Oh, I know he wasn't drafted with savior intentions, at least for this year. Right now, plug and play piece alongside Kyrie, alongside AD, alongside PJ, Klay Thompson, Gafford, Derek Lively, who, let me also talk, I was reading about him today. He ain't took another leap in his development either, because he keep getting hurt too. So it's just like, they're just kind of at a stalemate, right? Like all the things about the Mavericks that got us excited. Oh, the defensive front line depth. Oh, Anthony Davis being versatile. Oh, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson in a new environment. Oh, he's not really washed. This, that, and the third. Jason Kidd, we didn't let him go to New York. We didn't let him leave. We re-signed him to be our coach. All these things sound good, and then we get here and it's just flat on their face, right? Klay ain't did nothing. AD hurt. Kyrie's nowhere near coming back, and Cooper Flag's not a goddamn point guard. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're just talking about things that make total sense if you just take a second and think about it. Of course they're 2-5. PJ Washington scoring 29 points a game for you. But he's on my fantasy team. I appreciate that 35 total fantasy he gave me. But, like, come on, that's just not it. That's not it. You
Not a
relying
recipe
on Max
for
Christie.
winning a championship.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, you're not looking at this team like, oh, damn, when we put Kyrie and AD in here, we're going to be good. Not looking at them even saying that right now. They just look worse. Like, I just feel like this is just making them worse for the long run, because roles are miscommunicated. Guys are doing things that they're not meant to do, that they're just not super duper capable of doing. You're going to impact your rookie's confidence level if he keeps going out there. And, like, he's not playing bad. But, like, I mean, we just talked about these rookies, right? VJ Edgecombe is leading right now in the Kia rookie ladder for rookie MVP, right? Second is hold on, let me pull back
Somebody
up.
predicted
Second is
VJ Rookie of the Year.
It's just the hardest thing to predict, bro. Who's second?
Did you
Here we
think it was
go.
going to happen?
Cedric Coward. No, I didn't. I still don't think he'll win it, but I mean, he could. I like VJ, and I told you I like that pick for you. So let's not do that. On draft night, I told you, I said I like it. But anyway, my point being, Cooper Flag is fourth right now in the NBA. No, I did not.
You said Ace was the guy, and
you're making my head hurt
for years
again,
to
bro.
come.
I'm trying to get rid of this headache, and you're making it come back.
My bad. I'm gonna let
so
you,
my
I'm
point
let
being, thank you, bro. My point being, Cooper Flag, he's sitting here fourth on this list. Banged up shoulder as well. It's just not looking good. It's not a good recipe. So I definitely think the expectation was just a little too high in general out in Dallas. And we shouldn't let the GM off the hook for what he did, because this is also part on him, right? Part on him, part on the NBA. Oh, the Luka trade will be fine. It's perfect. Look, number one pick, Cooper Flag. Everything will be great. Nah. And I can admit too, like I drank some of the Kool-Aid. I thought they'd be a little bit better. I genuinely do. So we'll see, man. But they need to get healthy. They need Anthony Davis back. You can't rush Kyrie. And I don't get why you go sign D'Angelo Russell and then tell your rookie small forward that he's gonna play point guard in the NBA. Like it's not even that's not even a natural progression for the kid.
I think
It's
that's
not even
just
a
a
natural
J kid
progression for
kind
the
of
kid.
thing. He just sees a
That's just
6'8", 6'10",
stupid.
phenom, and he's like, why don't we just make him a point guard? And that's what got him bounced out of Milwaukee.
So, we'll see. Not looking good for Dallas. But hey, we're Eastern Conference guys anyway. We don't care what they got going, right? We trying to compete, so we'll see. We're moving on to the end of the show. Yeah, right. I know. Moving on to the end of the show. The pick'em. Last week, Nell told me I was cooked. Today, the score sits Marquise 18, Nell 19. 1 point separates me and Nell from winning. We had
still trailing.
10. Big sweep for me. I was down like 7 points last week. So we're at week 10.
Relax.
I know you already got... right. It felt like 7. I already know you got your picks together, man. I like to do my picks, live and in color because, I'm just better on a whim. If I think too long, think long, you think wrong. I'm better when I just pull up this phone and I tell you who's going to win, and then we get to it from there. So, lock of the week, Nell. You can't miss. You're up 1, and I'm on your ass. What you got?
All right. Lock of the week. Let me get the Seahawks.
Nice. I can only imagine.
Road team. Oh. Let me get the Bills.
Okay, Seahawks over Cardinals. Road team. Bills over. You're ridiculous.
Don't like that,
Dolphins. Yo. And that's naturally ridiculous.
Upset. We're taking the Raiders over the Broncos.
They don't have any other receivers, but they got Brock Bowers back. Fantasy team is coming alive. I can't wait to tell you we getting right. Okay, I like that. That's fair. Oh, you going back to your divisional Thursdays? You're not slick. That's funny. Okay. I rock with you. I rock with you.
I'm trying to get them 3 points. Yeah, I'm trying to get them.
That's a heavy. Okay, let me see.
Only other heavy option would have been Miami over Buffalo, and then I ain't doing that.
Yeah, nah, that wouldn't be right for you. Lock of the week.
Go ahead, lock them. Lock them 6-2 Bucks in.
Nah, we're gonna go with the Lions over the Commanders. Poor Jaden Daniels, unfortunate injury for the young guy. Definitely not ideal.
Yeah, that was disgusting to see. My goodness.
And down the stretch when he didn't even need to be in the game. Obviously, I get it.
I was given
take him out thing, but
that was given Derrick Rose versus my Sixers when he tore his ACL in the playoffs.
That was pretty sad. Definitely pretty sad.
Some situations just shouldn't happen.
Hey man, that's how Chris Godwin and Mike Evans got hurt last year. Chris Godwin got hurt in a meaningless 2 minutes of a Ravens game and we getting blown out. Cool. Go ahead. Tear my man leg still ain't right. So that's all right though. Okay, so we got my road dog. Road dog of the week, man. Road dog. I'm gonna take the Ravens over the Vikings. And that's risky. That's risky though. That's actually that's actually pretty risky. Let's not do that. I would have picked my Bucks, but we're not on the road this week, so that's that on that. And then
actually, can I change my lock to the Patriots?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm good. I do feel strongly about that because Drake May's that guy.
Off of a bye, what could go wrong? He ain't never seen a Todd Bowles defense before. And because I want to get some points as well, I'm gonna say 9:30 Berlin game, Falcons over the Colts. Even though I hate the Falcons and I think they are terrible, I'm gonna take a shot and a 6.5. I feel like that should count as heavy, but rules are rules. So
rules are rules.
I'll just teeter on the outside. All right, folks. So we'll see, man. That's gonna do it for this episode of 2 for 2. We hope y'all enjoyed it, man. The trade deadline was wild. The NBA is going crazy. College basketball, folks, if y'all don't watch, man, start watching. The future is now in these sports, man, across leagues. I think we're starting to just see flat out these young folks coming in, ready to ball. and get to it. So, we're going to keep pushing out this content for you. I'm trying. If we get Nell to start watching college basketball consistently, people, we're going to start sprinkling it in there. Because I know he's going to watch Duke this year because of the Boozer twins. They come on tonight. First real game
What
of the season
channel?
for them. I got you. I think it's on ESPN.
Dog, see, effing YouTube TV, get y'all shit
Yeah.
together. Like, damn.
I just
They want to have a
look, man,
dispute with Disney when college basketball start.
I got you, bro. Duke's got the Xfinity, bro. Just hit me up. I got you.
All
I
right,
was
man.
busy yesterday when I was talking about it. I got you, bro. I'll see.
My man.
But yeah, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it, folks. Man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. We appreciate all the love. Continue to subscribe, continue to watch, continue to like, follow everything on all platforms. Man, you got you covered on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Instagram. To see the reels, see some of the polls that we drop from time to time, and just engage with us. Go Sixers, apparently. And yeah, we're going to keep doing this thing. Bucks are back in action this week, man. Bye week is over, so I can be happy. Knicks are in action. Karl Anthony Towns looks like he's finally figured out his role on the team. So with that, Keith, Nell, 2 for 2. We out.